and then we'll take questions.
Thank you very much. What a difficult morning for all of us here. We had almost 3 hours meeting. I think all of you were there. You saw us. Believing that we're meeting leaders of the industry, both the taxi industry as well as the e-hailers. And unfortunately for us, post the meeting, we had to come and address the people outside. And the people outside who are e-hailers themselves are disputing that the leadership that we were meeting, that they are not their leaders, they were not representing them. So it means we must go back to the drawing board. I must say the former MMC of Johannesburg in 2023 tried to put together a team and a committee that includes the center management of Maponya, it includes the councillors, the taxi industry, and the e-hailers in this place. And the complaint that we got from the center manager as well as the taxi industry is that from time to time the e-hailing is not consistent, faces changes, and as a result they are unable to register progress on the things that they have agreed upon. And this is demonstrated by what just happened. It means we continue to sit with different sets of e-hailers, and then we are unable to action up whatever that gets to be agreed upon. So what we are going to do from here, and as we pass condolences to the family of a member that has passed on, and also the issues around that are a bit sketchy. We wanted to know where does he belong, which association was he representing. So the information we are getting, according to law enforcement here, since yesterday they've been looking for the family of the deceased, and the deceased was staying in a hostel nearby, just arrived in Gauteng 2 weeks ago. And the e-hailers that we met with, they confirmed that he's not part of them. So we also are still to get and verify the information, whether this was an operator or this was a driver, and if he or she was an operator, under which e-hailing app was he operating on. So we're allowing the law enforcement to investigate the matter. We are very concerned of people who are dying because of conflicts in the industry. And we have said to the law enforcement, and they have committed themselves that they'll get to the bottom of this issue. On e-hailing, they are very fragmented. It's quite difficult. At the provincial level, I sit with a different leadership who every time when we are on the ground are disputed that they are not leading us, we don't know them. And they also claim that they are the rightful leaders. So what the Department of Roads and Transport in Gauteng and in the municipalities must do, we must force formalization of e-hailers. It can't be that from time to time we meet different people, we try to register progress, and we must go back. So we're going to meet with those that we just met now that have mobilized people here to sit down and look into the issues. Part of the demands is that the taxi industry must move out of the mall, and the taxi industry is here with us. They've committed themselves to peace. They don't know what happened yesterday. They say they are not part of it. They don't understand. So there are allegations and counter allegations on this matter, that there's internal conflicts within the e-hailing itself, and there are allegations to that. So we're trying to help to mediate as a department and make sure that we stop illegal operation. Unfortunately, it's going to be still painful to them, who, especially those who are operating illegally. Law enforcement is here throughout and different entities, and they are giving a clear instruction that let's clean our roads. Everybody who's illegal must be removed from operating this important service. And we are calling to all e-hailers. We are going to call you. Let's formalize ourselves. If you are from Tshwane, we must know which association are you belonging to and which association are you recognizing. It can't be that I talk to 2,000 people. It's not going to be possible that we address each and every one of you when the issues are similar, when we can organize ourselves better and structure ourselves better. My predecessor tried to do that, established an organization to work with them, which is under dispute, and that is EPCO. It's under dispute. There's now Gauteng e-hailing services, and they all are saying we are not recognizing all those people. So it means the way forward from here is for us as a department to call all of them and find ways of structuring them properly, because really they will not win anything. You should know this started in 2011. It came as a disruption to a long-standing service, and we also have said to the taxi industry, there's a need to modernize, but there's a need to make sure that we coexist. So that is the challenge we're dealing with now. We are confident we'll solve it. The challenge is what we discussed in platforms. We are discussing it with individuals who really don't take issues down to the structures. And it was evident here today that we've been sitting with wrong people in our meetings. Wrong people are the ones who write issues to us to say, address this, address this. And when we are trying to address, then there's others on the ground who feel the pinch and no one is talking to them.
All right, so let's do this in an orderly fashion. You are going to tell us your name and the media house that you come from. Let's take you, Griselda.
That's what we are saying, that we need to find ways of formalizing the e-hailing, like we have formalized other operators in our province. We know that there's Gauteng taxi industry. There are 2 associations in our province, and we are all clear, including yourselves as media. You know that there's Santago. When there's issues of Santago, you'll go to Santago leadership to say, here's an issue, how do we solve it? There's GNTA, the Gauteng National Taxi Alliance, a wing in our province. We know who are the leaders, and they are never disputed on the ground. But with this one, it's quite a cumbersome one for us, because everybody it depends on who came first. And now in this case, there's people who have presented themselves to us as a provincial government, and that's why we had said to them, we can't continue recognizing you. Let's put together a structure, and that is an interim advisory council on this matter, to say each and every one who feels that Bonaki organization, they must send representatives, sit with us, so that we deal with the issues for what they are and resolve them. Here, just here where we are, there's a committee set up. It sits every month. Center management, community councillors, as well as those who say we are operating here as e-hailers. And they call themselves Soweto First, Soweto e-hailer service providers. They sit in those meetings. But this team here, they say, no, they were not representing us MEC. Let's come sit with you and take you through the issues. Let me tell you, the issues are similar, the issues are the same. The challenge is contestation around who gets to be on the round table. Yes, of course, the issues are old. The killings have been happening long before I think I was in primary school. The conflicts continue to be there, but there's commitment to resolve, and that's why we're calling on law enforcement. They are here with us. We said you need to investigate this matter quickly. We must see somebody being arrested, somebody being held responsible, and that's why we also wanted to know which association did the member that has just passed on belong to, and we go also meet with the family. So it's quite difficult for us, because no one wants to tell us really where is the member coming from. All we know from the police is that they got information from the family that he's been here for 2 weeks coming from KZN, and he stays in the hostels. So it's quite a difficulty, because if we had an organization that he was belonging to, we're going to be able to sit down and really address what really is. The issue is access into the mall, and the center manager has guaranteed us that the reason why there's this monthly meetings is to solve access, and we've spoken about it. The challenge is consistency on the side of the e-hailers themselves, because today we meet with this one, then tomorrow that one is disputed, there's a new one who comes. So there's sketchiness on in terms of information flowing down and people getting to understand. The taxi industry does not have the right to bully and intimidate anyone. If I don't want to use your taxi, please accept it that I would prefer an e-hailing service, which is a door-to-door service. And the taxi industry says to us, we don't have a problem. We initiated talks in Protea Glen Mall, and these operations are continuing smoothly and nicely. They quote different malls where, as a taxi industry, they have found ways of working together and coexisting with the e-hailers. It's only here, and me and you can see that it's because perhaps there's no clarity who is the leader, who must be spoken to, who must be part of decision making, and that's what we need to focus ourselves on and deal with. It's unfortunate that a person had to die but we are hopeful that the violence will stop.
Let me see, Veronica Mahari here from Newsroom Africa. We heard your statement there saying that the community wants the taxi associations out of Maponya Mall. That's quite a statement. What would that look like? Specifically the impact on the industry as well as, I think, the transport artery here in Soweto. And also, do you have any update whatsoever on, firstly, the police investigation and what we know so far, as well as the condition of the 2 others that were wounded in the attack last night?
This is part of the center here. The mall is part of our economic activity in the province, but more especially to people of Gauteng. And I think we can't accept that business should not operate for 7 days. It's quite a long time, as is the disruption to people's livelihoods. Especially those who want to access the mall for various things. There's chemists, there's pharmacists here, there's doctors, there's many other services that individuals want to access. And that's why we are calling upon the leaders of this protest to come and we sit down and look into the issues. The taxi industry is here. The taxi associations that operate in this area, they are here with us, and they feared for themselves. And these are the issues that we'll continue to talk to them about. They've made a commitment to modernize. They've made a commitment to end the violence. And I understand the community. I really do. I would do the same if I was a part of Soweto, to say it can't be that we allow you to continue operating when we have a perception that it's you who's killing people. So I think it's a good time for us and for the taxi industry to really cleanse themselves. I always say to them, the commuter is quite different and a bit complex for you if you want to insist on your traditional way of providing this service. And really, I must say that they are seeing it on a daily basis, that they might shrink to non-existence if they don't change. And we're urging them that let's work with our communities. Let's listen. More importantly is to listen what the customer wants. The customer wants a service that moves them from one door to another. A customer wants convenience. A customer wants professionalism. A customer doesn't want anyone to kill anyone. So you can imagine those of us who use taxis, we fear for our lives every day because we don't know when are we going to be shot. And that is the challenge to the taxi industry, to really look into this matter and cleanse themselves and try hard to make sure that they win their customers back. Things have changed. And that's why I say to them, a commuter is a different person. A commuter a commuter wants convenience, wants efficiency, and wants to be guaranteed that I will arrive on time where I'm going.
I'm Nokuvalwa MEC from UFM. I hear that you sound to be accepting that the taxi industry had nothing to do with what happened. Is that the case, that the government is accepting this denial that they were not involved, when there's a long record of them removing people, even neighbors, from giving your neighbor a lift? And this guy's name is Mtokozi. He has died, and surely there must be some accountability. And simply saying we don't know anything, in my view, does not look enough.
You are misrepresenting me. I don't know whether you are doing it deliberately or what. I said there are allegations and counter allegations. And I said law enforcement is abreast with the issues. We have crime intelligence and those specialized with investigations. And we are saying to them, we need a speedy resolution on this matter. They need to comprehensively investigate and give us feedback, not only us as government, but give the people of Soweto feedback. Who is a killer here? And what is the motive? But for us to find peace as people is when the killer is in jail. So that's what we are saying to law enforcement, and they are here with us. They've heard us clearly, and they understand that they must do the work. So don't misrepresent what I say.
Thank you. You're the second last person. Then you come in.
we have just witnessed another taxi, this time actually being torched. What do you make of that incident, and would you see it as a retaliation? Because obviously the speculation is that it is taxi drivers versus e-hailing drivers. But what do you make of the incident that while conversations between the two industries are happening, there is actually further torching and possibly lives being endangered? What's your take on it?
Can we agree that this is a complex, difficult industry, and hope that the investigations will unravel truthfulness to what is really transpiring? Especially because I'm privy to allegations in the meetings that were made, and I don't want to predict the investigations. And that's why I want us to allow the investigators to investigate. We just heard that a taxi has been torched, in the middle of meeting with leaders. Somebody continued to doing that. So it means there's a disjuncture between the leadership of the industry and different sectors, both of them, and their own membership as they claim that they're leading them. So let's allow investigations to that, and let's not cast aspersions yet. What we can say is we are in a democratic South Africa. The taxi industry, we accept that you are an old age industry. You've been providing us a service, but we don't owe you anything as people of Gauteng and different townships where we come from. All we need is peace. All we need, there's job opportunities that comes with public transport services. So let's allow the investigation to continue. Surely we'll get to know what are the issues at play. And at least now we have an integrated approach to criminality. This is a criminal act. And we're challenging the taxi industry that you can't harbor criminals. We're challenging e-hailers that you can't harbor criminals. Let's rid ourselves from criminals. It's an economic activity and we need to grow our economy.
Okay, last one, and then we'll take an update, and then we release the MEC to go to the next meeting.
MEC, the center management said that they've implemented measures since uprising in 2023, and the residents say that it didn't work, that these tensions have been rising for the last few months at the very least. And I wanted to know from you, what specific measures were implemented, and I guess what's going to change now that this has happened?
You didn't tell us your name.
Oh, sorry, Tato Kololo from News 24.
Tato. And that's why we started in a meeting, because we wanted to understand, and that's why we believe that everybody must be in that meeting, so that no one misrepresents anyone. The people who were in the meeting claiming to be e-hailers, they not necessarily say the measures put in place are not working. They are saying we don't have access. And the center manager says, but they have an access. We have put in a holding space for them, which they don't access because every time there's a new person, and a new person will not know the old information. But also they do not come to our monthly meetings. As a center management, we have created that platform so that we get to know what are the current issues and correct them. So it's quite difficult to test your solution if it's working or not working when the receiver does not give you feedback. So that's why I say central to all this, we need to first make sure that there's commitment from the taxi industry that they are not part of the killing and they will not continue to kill. But second, which is the most important, is to the e-hailers service providers in our province. Come, let's help you formalize. And after you have elected leaders, please wait for the term to end for you to change them, because you are confusing the system, you're confusing everyone, and we need to make sure that there's consistency and there's progress. We can't be killing each other for a bread that we must all share.
Right. MEC Veronica Mahari again from News Africa. Just again, update please on the investigations by the police, as well as what we know of the condition of the two others that were wounded in this attack.
The team, surely, I think, I don't have my phone, surely they will be giving us updates on what remember, investigation, it's like crime intelligence issues. We don't get to hear everything, but as is, the investigations are still underway. They also, what is good and great for us, and condolences to the family. We have identified the family of the person that has passed on, and those who are in health facilities are also taken care of by the hospitals they are in, and we wish them speedy recovery. So we'll await. We said we have committed ourselves to come back again next week with the different teams here to sit down and get feedback on how far is the investigations. Part of what we have said that is that we have a center here. To all e-hailers that have a challenge, they must come into the center. We help them. They must not stay away from us as government. We want to assist with everything, but when they don't come, then it creates problems for us because we don't know who we're talking to, we don't know who's operating, and when they don't come, we'll never know. There's others who says there's 80 members who are resolving issues every day, and there's others who are choosing to stay away. So we are saying to them, come closer so that we assist you. And I hope that they'll take also the opportunity availed by Maponya Mall, that every month they sit, they look into what they've put in place. Is it enough? Is it sufficient for them? What are the challenges? Don't stay away from those platforms.
Okay, thank you very much, colleagues. We conclude here. The MEC is going to her second consultative session. We will